Brought to you by Ayoko, Africa's leading integrated technology services company.
It's time for Tech Talk, and as South Africans gear up for Black Friday, consumers are often targeted by cybercriminals, I'm afraid, who exploit the rush for online deals. Business Day's Mudiwa Gavaza joins us now to unpack the growing online risks and what consumers can do to stay safe this Black Friday. Mudiwa, hi, good to chat to you once again on Business Lunch. Okay, I think we need to be careful because Black Friday's here, but we can't trust everybody because there are those who are waiting for their slice of Black Friday, and those are the criminals. What should we watch out for?
Everyone is out for a deal. Everyone is out for a bonanza. And if you're not careful, you might be, that particular deal. There are a couple of tips, that are out there, but I've actually got a couple, but I wanted to share. Firstly, there's a set of tips that have come through from the team at Standard Bank. I thought it was, very basic, simple things, but they're obviously dealing specifically with the payments, side of things. Keep your PIN safe, shop on trusted websites, avoid public Wi-Fi when paying.
You see, that's interesting because we're so trusting. What happens if you're on public Wi-Fi? I mean, people can see you?
In certain instances, because the security is weak on public Wi-Fi, it's much easier to penetrate devices, see what a person is doing, maybe even be able to see what their keystrokes are, because that's how people are then able to figure out, what's the password. Someone is monitoring what's happening on your screen, but they're also monitoring your keystrokes, and they can just put, these different pieces of information, together. So that tends to be that tends to be the big one. Tied to that is also the fake websites. In many cases, what tends to happen sometimes is that some of these guys will know and understand what the high traffic websites are, right? And then they'll go and make a spoof of that particular website. You will literally think you are on a specific, merchant's particular website, and then from there, all the nefarious activities then easy to then happen.
But look for the detail. It's always in the detail. Look at the phone number, and also as well look at the grammar. Sometimes it's just look at what the person is saying. If the grammar is not right, the website's not right.
Well, that used to be a good baseline back in the day, but now I would say that it's less so, especially because a lot of these guys have AI just creating a lot of these emails, for them, right? So all of those grammar things from back in the day, some of them do still exist, but because they've offloaded that type of work to AI, the AI is just going to get the stuff perfect, right? So they're now, that's other things to think about, that your criminals are now even more efficient, based on the technology, that is coming through. And then the last two I'll just mention, once again, these ones are the ones coming through from the team at Standard Bank. Use a virtual card to pay online, because at least it's a virtual card as opposed to your actual card details. And then the last one, don't approve payments that you did not initiate. In many cases, a lot of the banks have another layer, go into an app, an OTP, something. And some people have this thing where they will just send so many OTP requests where the criminals will send so many requests to you. At some point, you just
press it.
You just press it, so that the phone, stops beeping. And that's one of the ways that they get you. So it's just, to say, don't do that. And then the last one I would just throw in here. This one actually came through from our own internal IT team here at Arena, and I found some of the things that they had to say, very practical. The two that I will mention is emails claiming unbelievable discounts or urgent deals, and then messages asking you to click links or download attachments to claim particular offers, because that's how you then get malware, which is, bad pieces of software onto your device that then allow someone to control, see what you're doing. So those, I would say, are some of the things that people should be mindful of. Last thing, if it's too good to be true.
We know these things, yet
Yes.
we think it's a bargain. We
Yes.
do. What about apps, though? Because sometimes somebody will build an app and you click on that app. Heard about a case where somebody with plane tickets, she was trying to buy plane tickets, great discount. They said, download our app there. She did exactly that. Then all of a sudden, she saw her camera go off. It got a facial recognition. And all of a sudden, they were in her bank account. She lost about 200,000 rand. I mean, again, you've just got to be careful.
You've got to be careful, and that specific modus operandi sounds like a malicious website, the ones that we were warning against just now. She thought she was interfacing with a legitimate website, but she actually, she actually wasn't. I've actually seen videos where people have been able to hack the hackers, and you can literally see it looks like a normal office building. This idea that we have of the guy in his mom's basement with the hoodie, all of that stuff, we need to get rid of it. There are organizations where people are clocking into work on a day-to-day basis to scam you, right? The other one I will also throw in, also be cautious, because I had a conversation with the security team at Visa recently, and the guy I was talking to, he had a great piece of advice, and he said, he calls it costly confidence, that people never think it's going to be them. They're confident that they can identify a scam elsewhere, to be like, no, I could see that guy was being scammed, and they never think it's ever going to happen to them, and they call that costly confidence. So we all need to be vigilant. And then the absolute last thing I will say around this is the fact that in many cases, when it comes to cybersecurity, the tried and tested things are always just true. Email compromise, social engineering, those things have not changed. It's just the way it's done. It's not being done by AI, but the tools that are being used, it hasn't changed.
Don't give out your CVV number. Things like the back of the card. Your bank will never phone you wanting your details. Yet we are warned again and again. And then physically going into stores. I mean, sometimes you go into a store and you get home and it's not what you thought it was. Now, a lot of retailers are turning around saying, no refund. Sorry. So it's not just online. You've also got to watch what happens when you walk into the store.
And there's a lot that people should be vigilant for in those particular situations. Firstly, the terms and conditions, the T's and C's around exactly what you're talking about. The other one, and this one I won't lie, it's a hard one to detect. In some instances, people have been scammed where you go to pay for something, but you have a card machine or a POS machine, and someone has actually put almost another device on top of what looks like a legitimate POS machine. You think you're tapping, the store's POS machine, but it's actually an individual's, machine, and they are actually taking your money from you, and the money is not going to the actual shop that you think you're paying. And once again, I can admit that some of those things are much harder to detect.
Well,
it's almost a warning that I can give you to say this is possible.
Just keep your eye out. Black Friday, happy shopping. Don't let us put you off. Still go out there, but just be careful what you do.
Be careful, yes.
Mudiwa, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you taking the time. And that was Business Day's Mudiwa Gavaza. Well, also coming up on...
Brought to you by Ayoko, Africa's leading integrated technology services company.